Coffee stains and name chains. I am such a loner. San Francisco bases got me slowly taking over. I can't wait to show you that I'm gonna take it over. Lico, beast mode, 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 Lico, beast mode. This is not a main thing, really I'm a coder. Coffee stains and name chains, I am such a loner. San Francisco bases got me slowly taking over. I can't wait to show you that I'm gonna take it over. Lico, beast mode, 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 Lico, beast mode.
Yo, chat. What's up? What's up? Happy Sunday, everybody. Hold up. Might need to switch my camera's tweaking out. Happy Sunday, everyone. Let's code. Let's write some code. Fix my adjust real quick. How's everyone doing? How's everyone's weekend? Who's in the chat? Testing audio, test. All right, audio's looking good. How's everyone doing today? Let's see if this person shows up. If he doesn't show up, then I'm gonna have to do some coding myself. I'll check out the contest questions. Robert, what's up, man? Yo, oh shoot, Matthew, what's good? I didn't know you're joining in.
Hello?
Matthew,
hear
what's
me?
up, man? How you doing?
Hello?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Uh, I can't hear anything.
You sure?
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you now.
Nice,
Sorry
nice.
about that.
No worries, man. How you doing? Happy Sunday.
I'm good, thank you. Happy Sunday. Good day today.
Yeah, let's get some
Yeah,
work in.
okay.
What I asked you last time?
Oh, yesterday it was about building a doubly linked list.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, I wasn't able to get through all of them. I think I only got through the top two, the
Nice.
add from the head and add from tail. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
hopefully I can do a bit better today.
Nice. Did you study at all from the last one? Last time?
Yeah, I studied those sentinel nodes. I
Oh,
looked over
nice.
them.
How was? Did that help at all?
Mhm.
Mod,
Yeah,
what's
it
good?
simplifies everything a lot.
Simplified a lot, right? It's good.
You don't
Uh,
have to handle too many edge cases, so it's really nice.
yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna send you
Yeah.
the link. Mods in the building. How's the audio chat? Should be good. Should be good. All right, welcome back.
Not too quiet?
Wait, can you say something?
Okay.
Let's see. Be like,
Am I too
test.
quiet?
I think you're fine.
Test, test, test.
Nice. All right. I think you're good. You're good. You're good.
Okay.
All right. Hold up. Let me just grab something. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
Just grabbing some water.
Okay.
Let me think what I'm gonna ask you today.
Okay.
Let me find some good questions.
You have like a question bank you could choose from?
Yeah, I have my Peralta 75 list. Have you seen it?
Oh, yeah.
Chris, what's up, man?
Oh, I heard of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember hearing of that list. It's similar to, but it has different problems than the Nico 150, right?
Yeah, yeah, way different.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna ask you some questions about this. All right. All right.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna start up a video. Wait, what's your background again? You go to University of Alberta. I
Um,
was just hanging out with some University of Alberta kids yesterday. I'm from
oh,
Calgary, so I went to University of Calgary.
yes. Wow, that's really close by.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. Cool.
it's
I'm gonna set
awesome.
this up. Hey everybody. So today we have a student from the University of Alberta who solved around 150 lead code questions. He just graduated, so he's just beginning to prepare. And yeah, I'm gonna ask him a few questions from my Peralta 75 list, and let's see how he handles it. So I asked him a linked list question before, so let's hop into some trees. I like the tree questions.
Okay.
So this is gonna be the first question.
Okay.
So we're gonna be given the root of a binary tree, and the binary tree has unique values, and we need to return. And then you're gonna be given two nodes, x and y, in the tree. You need to return me true if the nodes are cousins in the tree, and false otherwise. So you essentially just have to write me a function
Okay.
that can check if two nodes are cousins in the binary tree. So I'll just leave it at that. Let me know if you have any questions.
Okay. So we're given X and Y. These are unique. Check if they're cousins.
Yes,
And
sir.
they're cousins if they have the same depth with different parents. Okay, so they must have different parents. So I'm guessing if they have the same parent, then it's not possible for them to be cousins anymore then
Yep.
at any point.
Exactly.
Okay, note that in the binary tree, the root is at depth zero. Okay, so this one, I guess my approach would be I'll start off at the root and then essentially I'll check whether or not, oh, so they need to have the same depth. So actually I need a way to track the depth of each tree. So I think I'm actually gonna use DFS here. So I'll start at the root, then I'll go to the left and the right child, and I'll increment the depth there. Um, but then how am I gonna check if they have? Problem is checking if they have the same depth. Okay. Um, so here I'll go to the left, search for one, go to the right, search for the other, or hmm. So essentially when I get to the end, get to a node, I just need a way to be able to tell
Do
that
you
they
get what
come
the question is
from,
asking?
yeah, I understand the question. Um, my problem right now is I know how to keep track of the depth, but I'm just trying to think of a way to make sure they come with different parents. So when we say parents, do we mean direct parents or do we mean at any point? So like when we say like a parents, does that mean it has to be like a direct child?
Yeah, like their parent, their cousins if they have different parents.
Like
So yeah,
for
you have an
example,
example?
yeah, if we have like example, we could have zero. Oh, how am I gonna I don't know how to draw this properly. Suppose we have like zero and then it has
You could draw it like
one.
this, like
And,
0.
oh,
You use
oh yeah. Okay. Suppose there's like one here and two here. These are cousins, right?
they're not cousins
Just
because they
one
have the
and
same
two.
parent.
Oh, wait, that's not what I meant. For example, if I have, like, for example, if these two branched out and had another two, or if any of these branched out, like
Here, I'll
two
draw
had a child of like, okay,
like this.
okay, yeah. Like, for example, here, with three and four, we consider cousins
Yeah, they're cousins.
because of this zero here at the top,
Well, I mean, everyone's
right?
gonna
If
have
this would
the
be their,
same. If that logic held, then there would be never any cousins, right? Because the root node will be common for every single node.
yeah. Oh, okay, so I just need to go one up and check.
So these people are
Okay.
cousins, but let's do this, right? So 3 and 3.5 are not cousins. They're siblings. But 4 and 3.5 are
So one
cousins.
and
4 and 3 are cousins.
yeah, I understand. So this is actually a lot easier. Okay. So essentially, I'll just run a depth first search. And then for each node, I'm just going to check whether or not the left and the right child, or I'm going to check if um, the left and the right child are not equal to X and Y, because that's a condition. They cannot be equal to the same. So if at any point they're equal, then I return false. And then I'll just keep running that depth first search, and I'll just keep going down. And whenever I'll have two markers that will let me know whenever each one is found. And at the end of the function, if they were both found, I'll return true, else I'll return false.
If they're both
So that's what I
found,
plan to
how,
do.
how are you gonna check if they're in the same level?
I'll have I'll keep track of it with the depth first with like I'll just increment. I'll have a counter keeping track of the level, and then I'll just increment it whenever I progress in doing the DFS.
Okay. So what? Could you explain your algorithm again? Sorry, I was looking at something else.
Okay. So I'll start off at the root node
Sure,
at the depth of 0.
sure,
Then I'll check whether or not both childs are not equal to x and y. If they are, then I know they can never be cousins. I'll return false. Else, I'll check whether one or the other is equal to x or y. If it is, then I'll mark the one that is found as found, and I'll just continue. Oh, wait a minute, the depth first search. But, oh, actually, yeah, I'll mark it as found and I'll keep track of its height as well, where it was found. And then at the end, after I'm done my DEFS, I'll check whether or not they were both found at the same height, return true, else I'll return false.
sure. I mean, yeah, you could go ahead and try to implement.
Mm, if this was equal to no, or none, then I can just return. Okay, so this was equal to none. Then I need to return the height that it was at. So I'll just return height. Actually, first I need two global variables keeping track of whether or not I found either the x and y. So x which is false. Mm, okay. Divide by false 0 else now. Okay. So now I need to check if root dot left is equal to or
Right, Q, what's up?
the left dot value. Am I given the structure of these nodes in the tree?
The structure of
Do
the
I need to
nodes in the
create
tree.
the
You
do I
could you
need to
could
create
assume
the tree node?
you could assume that there's a tree node class called node
Okay,
with pretty much left,
okay,
right, and value. Yeah, you could assume that we have that class.
okay.
Just type node.
Um,
Just type node. Just type.
okay, so for the down. So if the left is equal to x, or root of left is equal to
Right, Q. Life's been good. Meta's been good too. It's
root
been
of
a lot
left
of learning, but I
is
really actually
equal
enjoy it as a
to,
job so far.
oh no, and the right to y, and I know they cannot possibly be cousins. X and y are the values.
If root dot left dot value. Okay.
Um, and I'll just I need another one that has different pairs. Pairs equal to true. Oh, I wonder, is there actually, let me just see if there's an easier way to do this. Um,
You just keep going. You're
so
in a good track.
sorry. Oh, okay. So a different parents would be equal to true. So if root the left of L and root the right of Y is equal to Y, then different parents would be equal to false. So at any point that's the case, then we know different parents would be equal to false. Now, I also need to check the opposite. So if this Y or this is equal to X, that'll also be false. Okay, just return immediately from here. Now, if root dot left dot val is equal to, well, I can just combine these. If either that or that is the case. Okay. Now, if root dot left dot value is equal to x or root dot left dot value is equal to y, if it's equal to x. Actually, I'll just do x at first. So then I'll say x
What is this? If the
found.
left of val equals x and or the other way around. If the left of val
Yeah,
equals y. Okay, I see.
okay. Now I'll check if the root dot left dot value is equal to x, x found is equal to true, and x height equal to the height that I was given plus 1. Uh, if root dot left dot val is equal to y, root dot right dot val to x, and I'll do this. If the left is equal to y or the right is equal to y, then I know y has been found. And I'll just put this y height there. And then each recursive function is expecting the height. So I need to return the height plus 1.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I think now let me just double check this. The base case might be a bit off. Let me just double check this. So if my root dot not, if my root is equal to none, so if I have no node, and I know the height didn't change at all. Okay. Actually, I don't even need to return height here because it's just expecting it as a parameter. I could just return, and I just call DFS. It's actually just called DFS. Root left height plus 1. DFS root right height plus 1. So if root equal to none, return. And I just call these again. Root the left height plus 1, root the right height plus 1. If it's found, so this would be my current height that I'm at then. So if it's found, I actually just need to return the height. That's my current height. Oh no, because I'm checking the children actually. Okay. So if I have nothing on my roots, no need to call DFS, I can return. If my left and the right child of my root is equal to both nodes, and I know they don't have different parents, so it's false. So I can immediately just return. Um, Here, if root the left of L is equal to x, or root the right of L is equal to x was found, then I record the height that we found at, and then here, I just run it with height plus 1. Uh, I need to add okay. Um, I think the problem is that I could have my code somewhere might, root the left might actually not exist at a certain point.
Yeah.
Uh, so I need to fix that here. Is base case enough? I don't think this base case is actually enough because I'm actually concerned about, always checking the children. So I actually need to make sure it has the children.
But can you walk me
So,
through your code line by
um,
line? Catch me up on it.
okay. So I'll start off at the start. I'll check if the root node, if it exists here, or the node I'm currently running the DFS. If it was sent by a null node, then I'll just return. Next, I check whether or not the nodes left and right child are equal to x and y. If they are, then I know they'll never have different parents in the future. So I can set this value to false, then I can just immediately return.
Okay.
Uh, if the root the left of value is equal to x, or the root of value the right is equal to x, then I'll say I found x and I'll record the height it was found at. I'll do the same thing for y here. And then I'll continue the DFS. Oh, gee, this code has a lot of issues actually. Um, First of all, I know there's no need to continue DFS if I found, so if I found the left node, I know there's no need to continue running DFS there. Do you mind if I take like a second to try and refactor this code?
Sure. Go. Yeah. Go ahead and refactor the code real quick.
Okay,
Give you a few minutes on that.
okay. Where's the left value? If not root the left. So,
Or I mean, don't let's not refactor it just yet. Can you just tell me how are
okay,
you gonna return the final result? As in, how are you gonna say true if they're cousins? You don't have that code yet.
yeah. So this would be, so first I'll call the DFS on the root at the height of 0. And then if not different parents, then I'll return false. So they're not cousins. If they don't have different parents, or if they have, yeah, so if they don't have different parents, they have the same parents. So then I could just return false. Now, if they do have different parents, I need to check make sure they're both found at the right height. So if x found, and y found, and x height is equal to y height, then I'll return true, else return false. So if they're both found the right height, then I'll return true, else I'll return false. Okay. Is this code correct here?
I mean, it's complaining, right? You're calling a return outside of a function.
Oh, so what does it wants me to
Like, can you call a return outside of a function? Does that make sense?
understand? So maybe I should write another function here for class solution. We'll name this. Actually, I don't even need to do that. Just name it that cousins. Yeah. Now we'll be given our roots. We're given and the root of the tree. We're given x, and then we're given y. So that means I need to update these. X dot value, and then y here. Y dot value. Okay, so if root dot left the value is equal to x dot value. Okay, then I'll run DFS at the roots. Okay, these would be the two nodes, and I have the root node. Place this like this. I just need to add checks for the thing. What I'm missing now is checks for the left and right children to make sure they're not null before continuing here.
Mm.
So I need to check for that. So um or should I just run some checks for each? So if root dot left and root dot right, then I can do this. So if the left and the right exist, then I could have this logic check-in for these. Else for each of these, I'll split these up into each individual case. So if root dot left and root dot left of value is equal to x dot val, I'll do that. Root of root dot left. Root dot val. Y dot value. Mm, uh,
Christian, what's up, man?
oh, this got really complex. I think this is too much. I think I'm
Yeah, it's
complicating things here.
I think it's yeah, it's gotten overcomplicated. Let's move on to another question because I want to ask more than one question.
Okay.
So this is the second question. So we're gonna be given an array integer of numbers. I want you to move all the
Okay.
zeros to the end while maintaining the relative order of the non-zero elements. I want you to do this without making a copy of the
Oh,
array.
so it
So
needs
for
to be done in
example,
place.
yeah. So you can see that all the
Okay.
one got moved here. Like you see all the elements got moved to the front, non-zero elements, and the relative order has
Okay.
stayed the same. So yeah, just write me some code to do that.
Okay. So I think so. If I want to preserve the relative ordering, originally I was just gonna swap values, but I can't just blindly swap because it would mess up the order. So I need to find a way to move it to the end without messing up the order. Um, hmm, how can I do this? Well, I could create. Oh, I can't make a copy of the array, so it must be in place. Okay. So I need to find a way to swap without messing up the order. How can I do that? If I can I just move? Um, oh, actually, if I actually just need to worry about the start of the array. For example, yeah, so I have an idea how to do this. So if I'm like here, for example, in this array, I could start off with a pointer, for example, at 0, the first index. Oh no, but that'll do it in reverse order. Essentially, what I want to do is move every element that's not a 0 as far left as I can move it. So for example, I'll come with this 1. If it's not a 0, I move it as far left I can move it to that previous non-zero element. So for this 1, I'll swap it with 0. So it would end up like this. Let me go down here. 1, 0, 0, 3, 12. So next, if I swap it, I'll get 1, 0, 0, 3, 12. And then I can now swap the 3 with this 0 here. So that'll become 1, 3, 0, 0, 12. And now I could just swap the 12 with the 0 again. 1, 3, 12, 0, 0. So that's the approach I think I'm going to take here.
What would be the time
Is that
complexity of
good?
your solution?
Uh, so it'll be O of n.
O of n?
O of n, yeah, because I'll keep track of the last 0 I found so far, or the index of the last element that I put in place. So I'll start it off here at 0. This would be the starting index. So the swap. we'll start off, for example, here at index 0. And then after I swap it, I'll just increment the index. So I know if I swap it here, I'll be able to swap with the next position. So the swap index will now become 1. And then I'll increment it. After I swap, I increment it, so it'll become 2. That means I could just move the 12 here. Then after I swap that, the index will become 4 again. So I'm only going over the array once while keeping track of the swap indexes.
Okay. I mean, go ahead and try to implement it.
Okay. Use array. So my swap index will become the start of 0. So I range length of array. Okay. So now, if the value was not the 0, so my swap index needs to be the first place I'm able to swap with. So, um, okay, so I'll just start off like this. So I'll start off my swap, or my places to swap be here. Um, Now, if array plus I, so if it's not equal to 0, then I could swap index. So array of the swap index position with array of I, array of the swap index. So if it's not equal to 0, then I could just swap it. Else, if it is equal to 0, that's the tricky part here. Swap at 0, let's swap it. If it's not equal to 0, then I'll have that will swap it. If it's not equal to 0, then I can just leave it at the same spot. I'm going here. If I find that it's not equal to 0, yeah, so here, swap that with the front. Oh, actually, I want to make sure that it's not equal to 0. I swap. If it is 0, I can just leave it where it is. If it's not equal to 0, then I swap again. Else, so if it is a 0, then I know I could swap with that 0. So I could just put swap index is equal to I. Okay. Uh, we should double check that this works for this example. So essentially, I'm trying to keep track of the places where I could swap my numbers with the zeros. So I always want to make sure I could swap it and move the zeros to the end.
Sure.
Is this code looking correct?
I mean, dry run it.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll start off with this as an example. Here, my swap will be equal to It's equal to 0 here. Now, yes. So now I start off here. For I in range line of array. So I'll start off with the first element. Start off at the 0th position. So let me just set I beginning at 0. Since I is equal to
Here, I'll give you a
0.
small tip, which is you could just, instead of like writing out all of the different indices here, just like work with variables, like swap here, or like carets, and then move them up like that to signal what index they are at. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then it'll just
So,
make your the way that you're communicating in the comments more verbose and easier to understand, because the previous way is a bit
okay.
confusing.
Okay. So I start off at this position here. Now, my swap will be starting here. So I check if it's not equal to 0, then I swap. But it's equal to 0 here, so I'm good. No need to swap. I go to the next element. So this caret now goes here. Now, since this, I go again, I check. If it's not equal to 0, it's good. So then I'm able to swap. So the 1 goes here, and the 0 will go here.
Sure.
Now, oh, I go to the next one. It's equal to 0, so there's no need to swap.
Well, you're not updating
So
your
now I go
swap
to the
index
next.
at all. Like you're not telling me what's happening with the swap index. It's every time it is equal to zero, you're hitting this else statement. Like what's happening with your S or your swap index?
Oh, okay. So I need my swap index to be the first 0 here. Okay, so let me go here. So here, S would have been, we'll update here. So S would become, so this would be the 0. So S would be actually 2 here. Swap
Well,
index would be 2.
could like just just move S to where it's supposed to be. Like if it's two, then it's gonna be here.
Oh, okay.
So let's restart. Let's restart.
So,
What we're gonna have here.
okay.
So we start S at zero, and we start
Yeah,
the pointer I at zero. So if
yeah,
array not if array I not equal to zero,
yeah.
sometimes these conditions are hard. Like it's easier if you just flip the conditions around. Like when you do like not, it makes it more complicated. So I'd write this: if array equals to zero, then do something. Otherwise, because it just reads better. Because you don't have to think about it and then flip it in your head after. So we'll say
Okay.
if the array is actually equal to zero, then the swap index equals I. So if the array is equal to zero, then swap index is zero. Okay, then we move the pointer over. Array
Mm,
is not equal to zero.
yeah.
So it hits this else statement.
So now,
Now we do the swap. So
yeah.
like the way I would do it is right in the comments here. 1 0. Okay. Now we did the swap. Your swap index still at zero. Then we move here. If the array I is actually equal to zero, yes, it's actually equal to zero. So your swap actually moves up here. Now we go here, right, to 3.
Mm,
And then is array equal to zero? No. So we hit this else. So now we do this
yeah,
swap, right? Now we go
yeah.
here. 12. So it's, yeah, it doesn't look like it's correct.
So,
The logic here doesn't look correct.
so what I'm doing wrong is I need to keep track of the index of the first 0. So I know I can always move the first 0 out. So, I think that's my problem. I'm not keeping track of the index of the first zero. Um, so the first zero I have. Okay, so I need to keep track of the zeros. Um, so if it is equal to zero, then there's no need to actually update this. Just leave it as it is. Um, if I do swap it, then I know. So I do swap it, the value goes down. But then I'm actually not sure where the next zero will be. Oh, my method actually doesn't work. I need to think of another way to do this. Um, Start off as zero, swap the one with the zero. So I want to push the zeros as far right as I can, or push the non-zeros as far left as I can, but without disrupting the order. Huh. So I can just iterate through the array and see if I hit a zero. So, or if I hit a zero, I know I need to move it to the end, but then I can only move it to the end by shifting everything down. Do you want only an O of n solution?
What would be the brute force O of n squared solution? I mean, optimally, I would want the O of
The
n,
O of
but
n,
yeah, just curious if you know of a.
so the brute force way would be like, for example, I just start for here, then I'll check whether or not I'll go through every value and see whether or not it's a zero or it's a non-zero value. So if it's non-zero, I'll just leave it. Then I'll go to the next value. Then if it is a zero, I'll move it to the end, but then I'll push everything down by one. So then I'll just swap this 3 with the 0, then I swap 0 with 0, then I swap 0 with 12. So I'll move everything down by 1. And then I'll just repeat that, those continuous swaps.
Mm, okay,
Um,
we're pretty much at time now. It's 45 minutes into coding. How do you think you
okay.
did? How's that?
Oh, this was even worse than before. I have a lot of practice to do, I think.
What are you thinking? How
So,
what was what do you think you could have improved on, or yeah, like how was that interview for you?
uh,
As in, did you just couldn't find the solution, or it didn't make
it's
sense, or
it's just I can't really think like I usually think. Like I just find it way harder to think when I'm interviewing. Um, so it's like I find my thoughts or my sentences are like not even making sense to myself. They're like incoherent. So I think I need to practice more like under an interview setting when I'm actually doing leak code because yeah, it wasn't like I found the questions too hard.
yeah,
Just like I just can't think properly through the questions.
yeah,
And my thought process is just being blocked. So yeah, I feel
yeah.
like normally I would be able to do a question like this, but right now I'm just not thinking properly.
Okay, yeah. Let's see what my feedback was. Yeah, I agree a little bit with definitely the way that you're explaining the problem, because you're communicating a lot. You're saying you are talking the whole time, but you weren't
Mhm.
making too much progress on the question, or a lot of what you were saying, it didn't make that much sense. Or I think one way to improve this would be you should record yourself actually doing going through a question and then explaining questions
Okay.
so that you could learn how to portray what you're thinking better, because you are saying pretty much everything that's coming to your mind, which is still good. Like you're able to actually talk and communicate, but also you're
Mhm.
probably got to a point where you're over communicating. Pretty much when you're in an interview, you should only pretty much say the things that are important. Like it's important to
Okay.
talk, but if you over talk and like you mentioned, it sounds incoherent or it's you mentioned stuff that
Hmm.
don't really make sense or is not needed to say, then you're just over communicating. So I think you're actually hitting
Hmm.
that point where it was confusing me a bit, or you were saying a lot, but I didn't get the sense that you were making progress on the question in the speed that I would want you to.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
so yeah, I think one way that you can improve is to just record yourself explaining questions or explaining solutions to maybe some questions that you already know how to solve right away. So just getting used to communicating your technical thoughts. So you'll get to understand which parts of the question are important and which parts of the question you actually want to talk about. So I think that would actually be super helpful for you. What else?
Okay.
I think, yeah, you read the question good. You clarified the question. You need to practice drawing trees in the comments or working with the comments to show, to portray your thoughts because in a lot of these interviews, you're going to have to know how to like draw out a tree in the comments. So if you want to show what a tree looks like, you should be able to quickly like build out a tree. I think at the start you're
Okay.
having trouble.
So
Actually,
I'm guessing you
you
just
could see my
use like
comments, right?
this and no.
Or you click on my name at the
Are
bottom,
you?
you'll
Oh,
see. Just
okay. I
follow
see
me.
you now. Yeah.
Yeah. So being able to draw out trees is really important, especially in the comments if there's no
Mm-hmm.
whiteboard. So most of the time you won't
Okay.
have to build a big example, but I think you didn't know how you're gonna draw the tree at first.
Yeah.
So maybe yeah, it's
Yeah.
probably the first time. So yeah. So for this first question, it's asking you to return nodes that are at the same height. So naturally a BFS would work better because it goes level by level. I mean, both DFS or BFS would work, but
Okay.
I think a lot of candidates just go towards a BFS here because it's just going level by level. So you automatically know what level you are on. So I think that's one important thing to mention.
Okay.
I think when you saw the question, you automatically thought of a depth first search because it mentioned height. So
Mm.
I think you just need to understand when to use what. So when you're hearing things related to levels or level by level or same height, it, my mind goes towards BFS more. And then when it doesn't really matter, I tend to go for a DFS.
Okay.
But whenever something is talking about
Okay.
levels in the tree or level by level, it's a big hint that you need that BFS more naturally solves the question.
Okay.
And then initially you were using some global variables, but then yeah, you wrapped it up into a function after. So there's a few things that there's a lot that you could fix there when it comes to like using global variables. You weren't handling the null pointer exceptions, and then just the code got out of hand
Mhm.
afterwards with like all the conditions. It's gonna be really hard to debug. So I think just you just need a lot of
Yeah.
practice when it comes to writing super clean code. Honestly, you're able to write the code, and I think you could understand the idea as well. It's more just getting it down on paper and actually writing out the code. You just need to pump out more questions, and then
Okay.
when you do the questions, look at the answer afterwards and just make sure that the answer is similar to what you did. And if they did it in a much cleaner way, study that and understand how you could make your code cleaner.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's a lot of conditions here, a lot of nesting. You can make the code a lot cleaner. Even throw this into GPT and ask for its advice. Be like, how would I make this code cleaner, and try to understand. So I think that's one thing you need to just get some more reps in. So yeah,
Okay.
like yeah, my advice is learning how to use the comments better to show your thoughts, just writing cleaner code, and I think you, yeah, you just need to continue grinding out questions because you didn't make too much progress on the question on the second question. So I think
Okay.
that just comes with experience. Only over time you'll learn how to problem solve better. So and you'll be able to think through problems a lot faster, be able to digest what the question's asking, be able to think about multiple solutions faster, being able to choose the right solution and implement it. You just need practice. It's all just repetitions. But I think the main things that we could work on right away is with the comments, portraying your thoughts, and yeah, just making sure you write clean code. Does it make sense?
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, cool. Catch you in the next one, man.
Mhm. Okay.
All right,
See
see
you.
ya. See ya.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Chat, what's up? Any advice for him? Chat, what are y'all thinking? How could he improve? What would you? Yo, good night, man. How could he improve? Yeah, get Leak Code Premium. Study. Just yeah, get Leak Code Premium. Look at the solutions after you tried it, of course, and understand how they did the solution. No use lint code. Yeah, needs to work on the fundamentals for sure. Cause once you get the fundamentals down, your code will be a lot cleaner. You don't have to think. Yeah, it's just practice, honestly. It's just practice. So I mean that was good practice. No, I don't think he should do that. He should work on questions first, solving more questions first. Then mock interviews are more just so you could. I would spend probably 80% of my time actually doing questions by myself, then maybe only 20% of the time doing mock interviews. Because when it comes to questions, you just need to get as much breadth as possible. As in, you just need to see more and more problems, figure out how to solve them, figure out what problems you don't know how to solve, and then be able to solve those. It's just all about repetitions. So if you have to do a mock interview every time just to get a repetition, it just takes too long. The cycles are too slow. You need a fast feedback loop of doing questions, seeing where you got wrong, fixing and learning those, move on to the next question, and just get a ton of questions in. Really, you should only start doing mock interviews when you're getting close to the interview and you need to practice conveying your thoughts to an interviewer and like getting the nerves out and getting used to talking through your solution. Mock interviews are very, very important, but I think he's still at the stage where he needs to grind out by himself for a bit. What do y'all, Chad? What do you think about that? Does that make sense? Let's see what the contest was asking today. Yeah, you get way less volume in mock. So I really only started doing mocks after I did 200, 300 questions. So he should get to 200, 300 questions, then don't worry about that. Damn, we gave us a easy question for the weekly contest. Oh, this is the weekly contest. Oh no, that's the one I usually do. Let's take a look at this. So, chat, gonna work through this. My leak code rating sucks. I only did one contest, I think. Where I did two contests. I only solved the first question on every single contest. Yeah, I'm doing more mocks today. I have more mocks. I have one, but we have an hour break, so I'm gonna work through some questions and just make sure that I learned something today too. You're given an integer array nums of length n. In one operation, choose any subarray left to right, and replace each element in that subarray with a bitwise AND of all elements. Return the minimum number of operations required to make all elements of nums equal. A subarray is a contiguous non-empty sequence. So let's look at the example. They have 1 and 2. Okay. One and two. 1 and 2 equals 0 if we AND them. 5, 5, 5 equals. So is it pretty much just make them go to 0? Okay. This is good. Choose subarray. One operation. One operation equals choose a subarray and okay, these are already all equal. Okay, so let me think through this a little bit. Okay, what happens if you bitwise and a bunch of numbers? Wait. Okay, what's in n? N could pretty much be anything. There's bitwise and of like 1, 0, obviously equals 0. Is that always the case though? What if we do 1, 1? No, this one all becomes 1. Oh, I see. Interesting question. So, what if I have, let's just work through a small example. What if I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? I mean, if I just, this would only take one operation because I'll just take this subarray that doesn't include everything, or that they're all different, and just AND them. And once I AND them and replace them, so this would only take one operation. What is it? 1, 2, 2, 2. In one operation, choose any subarray. Make all elements of nums equal. Bro, wouldn't it just either just be 1 or 0? Wouldn't it just be 1 and 0? Because in one operation, choose any subarray. Why wouldn't I just choose? I know, but why wouldn't every time I just choose left and R here and just and all those? If I and all these, I get one number. So it's like I just need to check. All I literally need to check is if all the numbers are the same. If so, it'd be like same nums, true. If they're all the same numbers, I return 0. If return 0, if same nums, else it's gonna be 1. So I just need to check if every element is the same. Literally. So for lm, so I'll just say if nums at index is not equal to nums index minus 1, same nums is false. It could only be 1 or 0. Let's go. That's kind of a trick question. Dylan, what were you saying? Count the elements not equal to. That's a funny question. It sounded so complicated. I was like, then I realized I'll just take everything and just add them and just replace. If you could just take any subarray and replace them. Should I ask people this question? You think it's a good interview question? If it was the and or the ray. I'm gonna ask somebody this question and see if they're able to solve it. See what people say. That was crazy. I'm happy I was able to find that. Okay, let's look at this next question. You're given a string S consisting only of lowercase English letters. You can perform the following operation any number of times, including 0. Choose any character C in the string and replace every occurrence of C with the next lowercase letter in the English alphabet. Return the minimum number of operations required to transform S into a string consisting of only A characters. Okay. Well, it's kind of easy. You're given a string S consisting only. You can perform the following operations any number of times, including 0. Choose any character C in the string and replace every occurrence of C with the next lowercase letter in the alphabet. Oh wait, that changes. Choose any character C in the string and replace every currency with the next. Okay. So this one you change y to z, and now you have zz. Okay. I think I have an idea of how to solve this question. Let's see. Let's look at example A, B, G, Z, right? I think I just need to find the one that's furthest away from A. So I just need to find the one that's furthest away from A. Because as I continue dropping that one down, then it starts moving all the other ones with it. So pretend I had B and C, right? I replaced B with C. And then now as I drop C down, it's going to replace these two. Right? So I think all I need to do, I just need to find the characters that's furthest away I need to find the character that's furthest away from A. And then that's pretty much the answer. Then I just need to, the character that's furthest away from A, that's gonna be the minimum operations it'll take to get everything to A. So we could do that with we can say distance from A, and we're gonna try to maximize the distance from A. So we'll start with float. We want to get the furthest one away from A, so float infinity. So we're trying to maximize this. Yeah, but we can choose any character in C in the string and replace every occurrence of C with the next lower character. So we could choose take all B's and turn them to C, then take all C's and change them to D. So does it make sense? So for distance equals ord A or ord with the character minus ord A. Distance from A equals the sum or the max of distance from A. So we're going to be maximizing the current distance. So pretend we have Z. Well, Z, what we need to do, we have to go like, how many letters are there in the alphabet? 27 or 26? I literally forgot. 26 letters in the alphabet. So I think if we're at like, I think we need to do 26. We have to do 26 minus this, right? Or no, distance equals, so pretend we have z. Z minus a is going to return like 26. Right? So, but since it wraps around, it's actually should only be, it's actually really only one away. So we need to do, or 26 minus a, this would equal 20, like this would probably equal 25. Yeah, it equals 25, but it's really only one away. So we need to, the distance is actually going to be 26 minus this. If right. So now we're maximizing the distance away from A. If distance from A is equal to float, then we just return 0. Otherwise, we just return the largest distance from A. Think that would work? Nice. Let's go. Why y'all laughing at me? Because I didn't know how many words are in the alphabet? Return. Yeah, I think. Nice. We got the first 2 questions down. Should we go for Q3? This is the easiest contest I've ever seen. Being able to do the first 2 questions. That's tough. Holy, this is crazy. I've never solved the 2 questions that quick before, but they weren't that hard. Okay, let's look at this next question. You need what? You need one, please. On, please. You need an interview? Oh, say okay. Email me. We can run it right now. Email me and I'll send you an invite. Yeah, send me the email. Let's run it. Got an emergency. We have an emergency coding interview. Okay, I need to stand up. Been sitting on this desk too long. What do you mean mega free? Yeah. Those were throws. Those were throws. Is this next one hard? That's the first time I could solve the first two questions in less than 20 minutes for both. Did you see right? Did you see them me solve those ones? Hold up. It's like weird glare. I gotta fix like that. Yeah. So you're given an integer array nums with distinct elements. A subarray nums is called a bool if the subarray has at least a length of 3 and the minimum of its two ends is strictly greater than the maximum of all elements in between. Okay, I see. Dude, this is kind of an easy question. We just need to return the number of bool subarrays. Okay. We can maybe just do a sliding window. So let me see. I think Excalidraw is going to be useful here. Because we kind of just need to see where this goes. Like any bowls. We could think of it. Anything where it drops here. But can there be a bowl inside of a bowl? Like for example, can we have a bowl here? Then we have a bowl here. Yeah, you can have bowl inside a bowl. Tech LLC, are you the one? Who need Line Eagle? What's your email? Are you the Tech LLC guy? Yeah, I don't know if I could squeeze you into an interview actually. It's just too like we're too short. We're too close to the next guy. Can you try to I'll send you a link so you could book. But it's definitely it might not be for a while, honestly. You came on too late, man. How was your recruitment process at Meta? My recruitment process was pretty good. I like how they structure. I like how their process is. They have a really clean process where, yes, a recruiter just sort of reached out and then asked to schedule an intro call. Then I did the intro call. After I did the intro call, they told me about what teams were hiring. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's such a big company. You don't know what team you're going to end up in. But then after I got the intro call, pretty much all they did was schedule the tech screen. Everything is handled through their portal, so you could see where you are in the process. You could see what the steps are in the process. So it's a technical phone screen on site, then team matching, then so it shows you a timeline of where you are, then shows you how to prepare for each one. It's pretty simple, but it's really nice that everything you can see through the UI. I think for each element, I just need to know when my next greater element is. Okay, I think all we need to know, we can kind of cache this, but what we need to know is for each element, I need to know when the next element is that's strictly greater than me or greater. Because I just need to ask myself the question on every single time. Or I need to kind of know how many bowls I have. Okay, this is a little bit difficult because you could be in a sub bowl. I can interview not just any time of the year. I would need to study. But since I started doing this YouTube, I can, like, definitely, it's a lot easier. So let's go like this. We start at 2, and we go up to 5. We go down to 3. So this is 2. Then we go down, we go up to 5. Then we go down to 3. Then we go down to 1. We go up to 4. Right. So how many bowls are there? There's 2 bowls. There's this bowl and then this bowl. So 2 bowls. No, but it needs to be at least a size 3. So that's not really a bowl. Is there only 1 bowl? Oh yeah, there's this bowl and this bowl. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'll squeeze you in tomorrow. I'll squeeze you in tomorrow, maybe after work. Actually, I have someone visiting. Man, just here. Dude, it's too hard to squeeze you in. I have a visitor actually, so I'm pretty much booked up for the week. I'm sorry, Lion Man. I would really like to get you prepped, but what company is it for? I wonder if you could just do like a sliding window. Oh damn, you have a Google interview. Where is it based? What time is it for you there right now? Man, if someone flops, we could probably squeeze you in. Or I can. Yeah, Google's a big one. Here, let's quickly chat. Let's quickly chat. Let me send you. Let me send you a Google Meets. I don't know when Meta interviews or when Meta is gonna go up. I thought they're already up. Yo, Lion, I'm in the chat now, or I'm in the. I sent you Google Meets so we can quickly chat. I wonder if you could just do 2 pointers. Are you able to solve the question though? So you say you're new to lead coding. I seem to be memorizing solutions instead of solving them. I look at the solution with 30 minutes of solving the problem. Yeah, I think that's fine to look at the try for 30 minutes, then try to look at the solution. At least you tried for 30 minutes. Some people don't try for 30 minutes. Maybe we could just do a 2 pointer. Say we have a left and right. We see that we have here 2, 3, 5, or we have 5. Okay, the moment it goes over, it can't be a dip. So then we get 5. There's not a dip. There's not a dip. It's monotonically decreasing. 4. That's a dip. And then I that's an easy O over n squared solution. Were you good at math before doing leak code? No, not really. I've taken math classes though, like Calc 2. I've always done. I wasn't cracked at math, but I've never done bad at math classes. But I just took the same classes everyone else is taking. Yo, what's up, man?
Hey, how you doing, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, I'm here. I'm sorry about that. I
no
was
worries.
late to. I just seen you were on. That's why I just
Yeah,
logged on and
you need
I
to prepare for Google.
yeah. And I had Nvidia too. I already passed the first round, but I'm only on the second round for them. And then for Google, I'm on my third round. They want me to do two leak code problems. Python I chose for the
Mm,
language, and then I have to do a full loop. I already made it past the first two. Then I have to do the full loop with an architect design, and then system architect design. That would be the last one, and then they would place me on the team.
nice. Are you already experienced? Like you already have worked before? Are you experienced candidate or intern or
Uh,
grad?
just honestly, I just got into Berkeley for computer science. And I just did like more self like building out applications out myself, like full stack decks and things like that. But leak code, honestly, I'm having some tough time. Like I'm not the best at leak coding. I've really I'm just gonna have to give it my best shot because I already pushed it off. So it's my last week. I can't even push it off anymore.
Okay,
So yeah, I'm just gonna have to
I
do
see.
it.
So these are for internships, like Google
No,
internship.
this is for no machine learning software engineer.
Okay, but are you doing internship?
Yeah.
Because you just said you just got into Berkeley.
No, well, I already got my bachelor's at San
Oh,
Francisco. So yeah, so I'm trying to pursue my master's in Berkeley.
are you still gonna go to Berkeley or no?
Yeah, well, yeah, right now I am. Yeah, I'm still gonna go. But if I get the job, I
Yeah,
don't know if I'm gonna, yeah, still
I
stick
see.
with it. Yeah, but that's why I'm just keeping it as we have the fall semester. It just came, and so I'm already doing it. But just in case if it doesn't go through, then I'm gonna have to continue, finish off with my masters and try to get it's just a leak code. Honestly, I haven't been really grinding leak code as
Yeah,
much. I've been doing a lot of like development. I was working for State Farm, doing a lot of freelance work too, and doing software engineering for State
nice.
Farm. So it was just a lot of like, actual application, yeah, development, back end and doing front end all over the place. But with the leak code, it's just a different type of ball game for me, man. I didn't
Yeah,
realize like, it's yeah, I've been doing the big O, I've been getting the notations down. I've been, but it's still still a little rusty. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah.
Still a little
Where did
rusty.
you go for your bachelor's?
San Francisco State.
Nice. Okay. So how many legal
Yeah.
questions have you solved?
So right now I've solved maybe a little bit over like 15 LeetCode questions. And I've been doing like medium hard. But it's been a little tough. I'm not gonna lie. It's I'm just trying to grind it out and honestly remember the skeletons as much as possible.
Yeah.
I know that probably might not be the best, way to do it, but I'm trying to get the fastest time complexity. I don't know if that's the best approach or just go for the brute force solution. I've heard like different things, but I only have 40 minutes to do two questions.
Yeah.
Honestly, man, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it
Yeah.
without memorizing the skeleton and yeah, going straight for the fastest time complexity. I don't know if that's the best way to do it. Maybe communication. I've heard different things. I've heard people that actually, buddy of mine, failed the Google leak code interview. He failed it, and he still got in. And I guess he
Interesting.
maybe yeah, maybe communicated it well, but he didn't get to the second question, and the first question was even solved correctly.
I see.
So he did, yeah. So I don't know if going for the fastest solution is the best, memorizing the skeleton, or just going the brute force way and just walking them through and communicating my way through.
Yeah. I would say since you're so close to your interview, yeah, it'd be hard to really prepare properly. But if you were to prepare properly, I would definitely study the patterns because I would go pattern by pattern or I would go data structure by
Yeah,
data structure, pattern by pattern, and then start working on random questions or company specific questions because then you already built up the tools in your toolbox to be able to solve any of those questions fast. And
that's right.
related to solving optimally, I think you should probably want to solve it optimally.
Okay.
I
So I've
would, for
that
example, if they give you two sum and then you decide to do a O of n squared solution like a double for loop, I'm
yeah,
sure that wouldn't be passing, regardless of
that's right.
how well you communicated. So I'm sure
That's
they're
right.
looking
That's right.
for. I know in Google they don't run the code, so they're probably looking for
Yeah,
thought process, but they probably want you to make progress towards the optimal solution. Because usually the
yeah.
brute force is just pretty easy to say right away. So if it's a DP question and the brute force
And
is usually some, or go ahead.
they do ask the time complexity, right? They do ask what the time complexity is.
Yeah, every company is gonna ask you to talk about the time complexity.
Yeah, and O of n, of course, if you want, this is the best time complexity if you can get that correct.
Yeah, I mean let's run a question right now real quick. Let's just see where you're at.
Oh, okay.
Let's just see. Have you ever done Neat Code 75, Blind 75, any of those lists, Neat Code 150?
Let me see, line 75. No, I haven't. Is that, oh, I did 85. I passed 85
You've done
and I
85
did
questions?
80. No, no, I did 85, question 85.
I see.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm picking Python for the language.
Yeah.
Um when you did your meta interview, did you when you did you get to pick your language as well, and was it the same like two lead code questions, medium hard, 20 minutes each?
Yeah, exactly. Is two medium, two ones in the difficulty of medium or hard. Yeah, within 45 minutes, all about speed. You have to get to the optimal solution. You pretty much have to get it working. You pretty much have to have seen the question before, honestly.
Really? Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
And you have to so you got them, I'm assuming you got them down in both of them in 40 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. I was able to solve all of them pretty like optimally within the time.
That's
So I knew for sure
that's
that
pretty
yeah.
epic.
But
Yeah, that's really.
and I know at Meta if you don't get it optimally,
Yeah.
you won't pass.
See, yeah, see that's good to know because yeah, I need to get this down. See, it's remembering I knew it, man. Honestly, you gotta have these things, these skeletons, like you said, in your back pocket, ready to go. Because you can't waste any time,
Yeah.
it just has to be ready to go and
If
start
you
implementing the solution immediately after the skeleton.
yeah, and mention
Um,
it.
yeah, and
And
mention
most questions
exactly.
you need to have the skeleton down for all the common patterns. Know the skeleton for a simple top-down DP. Know the skeleton for two pointers or binary search or DFS. Because once you have all those patterns, all the different questions will just be variations of those patterns. So
Yeah.
if you just remember solutions for all the different questions, it's gonna be hard to just whip it out during an interview, honestly.
Uh,
If
Absolutely.
but
Yeah.
but like your
Did you?
strategy is good because or if I was only a week away from my interview, I would start straight up just memorizing solutions because
Yeah,
it's too
yeah,
close to
that's what I've
actually
been
learn
doing.
properly. Yeah.
It's been too hard juggling with working too, doing freelance with State Farm, and then going to school. It was
Yeah.
just tough. I've already finished. Maybe pursuing my master's was probably not the best idea. I just thought it would be harder to get interviews. I wasn't really getting many interviews, let alone a FANG. When they reached out, it was a recruiter that reached out. I was actually kind of shocked at first,
Yeah.
and then NVIDIA reached out. But
Crazy.
originally I was just trying to, maybe if I get my master's, I'll get more chance to get an interview. But now I'm starting to realize it's more like project based. I'm starting to notice like more experience in project based that they're looking for more than I think
Wait,
than
did
getting
you
your
put your
master's.
school there and then you start getting interviews? You update your resume and say you're going to Berkeley?
No, I think when I started doing like GitHub and then like uploading my projects and then just uploading what I was doing on the projects, that's when I got reached out more than anything. It was always, the school was always there, but it's just that I didn't think it really made a difference. But the projects did, from what I heard. The whole time I was talking with Google, it was just mainly off the project I was working on
Nice.
and what I'm doing currently. Yeah, so. I had a real quick question for you. For
Sure.
the meta interview, when you did a full loop, did you do system architect too? So you did your two lead code questions, which was round two, I'm assuming, and then round three, yeah, you have to do a round three too, right?
Yeah, you have to do a system design interview.
Got it. Okay.
Are you
So you
familiar with
did do,
those?
okay, perfect. Yeah. And did they have you do that on the board? Do you know?
Yeah.
Did you do it? You did it in person?
Oh, no, I did it. I just did it using CoderPad.
Okay, cool. Nice. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna have to use a Google Doc, and then
So
but
Friday is
yeah,
your
they usually
interview?
have. Yeah, Friday, 12 o'clock. I pushed it back. I was studying and studying, and I just came to the conclusion. Honestly, man, I was a little embarrassed there. I just had to get these skeletons memorized and
Yeah.
start implementing the solutions because I just don't have enough time. I know that I'm just not going to get it done, both of them, on time, because honestly, they had me do another coding in their portal. They had a portal and they had you do another like coding. It was two it was like three rounds that you get through. I didn't even really make it past the second one,
Yeah.
and I just ran out of time. But they still, continue me
Still
to
went.
push me
Yeah.
forward. Yeah, and here I am. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm
I
like
sent
super
you. I
nervous,
sent
but
you.
I'm
I sent you like a link. Let's quickly do a question.
all right. Okay, all right.
Let's tell the next person I'm running 10 minutes late.
Okay. Well, yeah. Let's
Hop in.
see
We'll just do
here.
one question. I just want to see where you're at.
Yeah, yeah. No worries. Yeah. Sure. Let me see here. I didn't get. Did you send the link on the e- email?
Yeah, I sent. I sent the link. No, I sent the link in the messages here.
Oh, okay. In the message. Okay.
How do you guys get interviews? I don't know. Just build up the resume. Make sure it's a nice resume. Make sure it has. I have a lot of videos on how to structure a resume, so it's really all about your resume and actually having substance in there. But all I'll say is companies are beginning to hire again. So okay, I'll check it out after. Were you able to get in? Did you
Okay.
see the link?
Uh, yeah. I just got your link. I just. Sorry about that. It was making me looks like created. There it
Charlie, what's
goes.
up? So today we have somebody who has their Google interviews in Nvidia in like a week. So we just need to make sure they're good.
For some reason, it's not letting me. Do you want me to just jump in on work for James or join as a candidate?
At candidate.
All right. Okay. I'm in.
Nice, nice, nice. Cool.
Let's see. All right.
All right. We'll get a sense of where you're at.
All right. Yeah, man. I was, a little rusty, but didn't do my best.
Yeah.
Just gotta just give it your best shot.
Cool. All right. I'm gonna start up a separate video. Hey everyone. So today we have somebody who has an Nvidia and Google interview coming up in a week, and he's saying he's super rusty on leak code. He hasn't really had the chance to even study leak code because he's pretty much working two jobs, taking a master's at UC Berkeley, doing a lot. So I mean, it's hard to fit in leak code, and you didn't really leak code in the past. This is their first time going at it.
Ex- yes, exactly, man. Yeah. A lot of, computer engineers frown down on it, but it's an imperative like when you're trying to get into a FANG company, you have to master it. But, a lot of software engineers that are 7 years in the industry, they never touch lead code in God knows how long, but
Yeah,
it's essential, to get into these FANG companies.
yeah. And then, like, how many leak code questions have you done in total? And how much work experience do you
I've done
have?
I've done like about 15 lead code
15?
questions and work experience. I've had like 6 years of computer engineering. A lot of it was self-taught in the beginning, but then I landed a job at State Farm as a computer engineer, a software engineer, and then I was working on their Pocket Agents on the chatbot. So I was doing a lot of back-end work with them.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I think definitely 15 questions is very little still, so still need a lot of practice,
Yeah.
or still need to just
Yeah.
like get through a ton of questions. But let's see how you do with this question. I'll drop the first question,
Okay.
and then yeah, I pretty much only have time for one question, so I'll give advice based on how well you perform at this question. So I just
Okay.
posted it in. We're gonna be using Python. Read over it and let me know what you think.
Okay. And in the interview, you want to like read the question out loud, I'm assuming, and like communicate with the interview as much
Yeah,
as
exactly.
possible.
Yeah.
Okay, so given the root of the binary tree, return the length of the tree. The diameter of the binary tree is the length of the longest path between any two nodes. Okay. All right. So I would do a brute force solution on this, but obviously we're not going to get the optimal like time complexity on that. So I wanted to get
I mean, what's the brute
but
force solution? It's okay to talk about the brute
um,
force solution in case it actually might be the real solution. But and it just
like
shows that
do
you can, like when I get a question, usually I'll even just say the brute force solution so they know that I understand. Because if you don't even solve the question, at least you said the brute force solution. And at least you can
yeah.
think of multiple solutions for the question. Because that's also a positive signal. If they could think of the brute force, a slightly optimized one, and then maybe the fully optimized one, that's a really good signal.
Okay. All right. So then I'll start off then. Let's see.
So what's the brute force solution that you mentioned?
Would you like for every knot in the tree calculate like the height? So like the left subtree to the right subtree. Would that be correct?
Or do you understand what the question is asking?
Um, binary tree, compute. Honestly, this one's a tough one for me. So is this was this a hard?
Oh no, it's easy. So let's work through it.
Jesus
So
Christ.
so the first thing is, in order to understand, I think you're having trouble understanding what the question is even asking, right?
Yeah.
So the first thing when I don't understand what a question is actually asking is I try to come up with some examples with the interviewer to just ensure that I know or we're on the same page of what the question is asking, the input and the expected output, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So so right now just try to get it just try to prompt me or ask the interview like clarify the question.
Okay. So okay. Let's see here. So in so are you just are you trying to get the longest number of edges and you can like between like any two nods in the tree?
Exactly. Yeah. We need to find the
Okay.
longest path between any two nodes in the tree.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Go crazy.
Um can you give me like an example? So like you can do like like four. Can you give me like an example
Yeah.
kind of like
Sure. Let's just run through the
okay.
example. Let me. So pretend we have a tree right here.
Yeah.
So like let's just draw out a tree.
Uh-huh.
So I'll ask you this. What's the longest what would be the answer to if the tree given tree was this? What would be the answer?
Uh-huh. Um, okay. Would it be three?
It would be one, two, three, four. The longest
Four.
path between any two nodes. So the longest path is between four and three.
God, okay. Okay. Um, this. So we want to return the edges, right? Like the three.
Yeah. Or no,
Okay.
we just want to return four. So here we just return four, the number four,
Okay.
right?
Return four. Okay. All right. Let's see
If this
here.
one had so are you too familiar with trees or not really?
Honestly, this is probably one of my the roughest ones. Yeah.
Okay. All
But
right. Let's
yeah.
move. Let's move to a different question.
Okay.
Because I want to test other things as well. If you can't understand the tree, then let's. Can you write me a function that adds two numbers together, two strings together, but the two strings could represent numbers that can include decimals. So one equals.
Okay. Can you repeat the question one more time?
So basically, write me a function to add two numbers, right? Me
Okay.
a function to add two numbers, and
Okay.
come down to the bottom here. So 1 point, right? So write me a function to add two numbers. You're gonna be given the numbers in string format. Can have decimals. So, and what I'll tell you is that the input is valid,
Okay.
as in it's always gonna represent a number. So yeah, just write me a function that adds two numbers. So it takes num1 and num2 and returns adding them together. One thing you can't do is just cast the full string into an integer.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. That's perfect. Okay. So I just want to clarify it real quick.
Sure.
Just like I'm in the interview with
Hmm.
the interview. So I'm being given two numbers as strings, and I need to return their sum as a float or string. A string or a
As
float?
a That's a good question. As a string. So the
As a string.
result, yeah,
Okay. Okay. So I'm giving it two numbers as a string, and I need to return the sum as a string. And the input is always valid, so I don't need to worry about the edge cases like the letters or the empty strings, right?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, exactly.
perfect. Okay,
So this should
okay,
return. This should output this string.
okay, perfect. Okay, that should be okay. Beautiful. Okay, since the strings can't, can strings, well, the strings can't contain decimals, so I'll
Awesome guy,
just
what's
convert
up?
each string into a float and then add them together. See if I can get the result like that, and then if it's efficient, I'll just go with that float if
But
that's
we
okay.
can't cast the full string to an integer.
No? Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Let's see here.
like
Okay.
we can't just do take num1 turn it into an integer, num2 turn it into an integer, and then just add them.
Okay. Okay. Let's see here. If I wanted to return it as okay. Let's try it. Let's see.
What are you thinking?
Um, I want to return
Or are you
I
writing
want to
code
return
somewhere?
the flow. Oh yeah. Oh,
Oh shit.
you
Let me
don't see
see.
it on your screen?
Oh, so you're wait. Let's see. Oh, I didn't see. It just went. You just went silent for me. Where are you writing it?
Oh, sorry. Oh, right there. You see, on the
Oh,
on the
oh, you're
program
writing
output.
it. Oh, write it. You have to write it here inside the text editor.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. On line 40.
Yeah, like write the code here, and then this program
Okay.
output is just where we're gonna look at the output of the code. It's like the terminal.
Okay. All right. Hey guys, I'm just doing the mock interview real quick. Just I'm almost. I know. Almost done. I'm just finishing up real quick. Sorry about that.
No
So,
worries, no worries.
okay. Let's see here. So you want me to write everything out, like the whole thing?
So what I'll say is
So like write the
usually
function.
you want to clarify the question, which you did a little bit, which was good. And then
Okay.
you need to start discussing your approach. Like you didn't tell me how you're going to actually solve it yet. So you need to discuss
Okay.
a few approaches and get alignment that that approach is a good approach, and I need to understand that once you start coding up this approach that you're going the right direction and that you know where like you know a solution. I don't want you to start coding until you know a solution.
God. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So I'll start from the beginning. So I'm being asked to add two numbers, which are representing as strings. These strings
Yes.
may contain decimals, and then the input is guaranteed to be valid. So can I just convert both strings using a float and then add them
No, you can't do
and
that.
then return?
Line 35
No,
can't cast a full string to an integer. So what's like another
got it.
approach?
Um, another, and does it matter if I take the brute force solution way? I mean, I'm trying to get the fastest time complexity, but
Or I mean, it
sees
would
I
pretty
would.
much only be like two lines if you no you have to solve this one without casting the full string to integer.
Okay, so can I break the numbers down in like integer and then like fractional and decimal and align them together and add
Let's
it
make
digit by
this
digit?
let's make it actually more simple. Let's just
Okay,
there's no decimals, so pretend I had something like this. No decimals.
okay, okay. So no decimals. You can't.
We can. I'll give you a small hint.
Uh,
We can convert digit by digit, like one digit at a time, but we can't convert the whole
can
thing into
can I add the two negative integers as strings and then do it that way?
two negative. They're all gonna be positive. Like each number is gonna be positive.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, let's see here.
All right. I think I have to grab the
Do you
next guy, but I
go
think
did
I'll be able to give advice already for this one.
okay. Can
Or
you if
what
I
do you?
did two positive integers,
Yeah.
can I do that and then return it in a string like
So
return their sum
the
as
solution to this one is pretend we had
uh-huh.
100 and maybe right. The solution is pretty much just elementary division on or elementary addition on it, where you line up 1 3 1, and then you convert 0 to an integer and 3 to an integer, and then add them.
Uh,
Okay, 3,
add the
add
pairs
them.
and then
Yeah,
track and carry.
yeah. Track a carry. So 0.
Okay.
So that so the
Track
you'd pretty
and
much
then
have to write
reverse
the code.
the
Or go ahead.
God. And then reverse it to because the result will be returned to a string, right?
Yeah,
If you track and carry, then okay. All
yeah.
right.
But yeah,
Okay. Do you want me to I know you got the next guy. I was gonna start the code, but I just want to tell you, even thank you even for taking me, man. Honestly, just even talking it through means the world to me.
yeah,
Just the communication, to talk it through, because I know, like, 'cause I said my buddy didn't make it past his lead code test. He failed the first. He didn't even make it to the second question. Failed the first question. But the interview said the communication was so well, and he did start to write the code, and it was almost done. That he's seen what he was going with it. He liked the time complexity where it was going, but and he still gave him that extra. He made the team and got team placement. But yeah, I definitely appreciate. So I was going to start off like def adds, the numbers and
yeah,
go ahead and start writing the code. But
yeah.
yeah,
No
I'm
problem.
going to start grinding
Let,
out some more lead code.
yeah. Let me
You know,
quickly tell you my notes here. So I think
okay,
you just need to make sure you have the proper process for actually doing these coding interviews. Every question should start off with them putting the question in, and then you just start asking questions. The same way you did with the second question, you should start
yeah,
asking questions, clarifying the questions, making sure that you understand the question and that the interviewer also knows you understand the question. So for example, when I posted in the first question,
yeah,
you like I couldn't tell that you understood the question. So the best way to do that is just start working through some examples. In some companies, they won't even give you an example. They want you to
yeah.
start asking questions and start drawing out some examples and clarifying with the interviewer that you're on the right, like you could formulate some examples and are able to tell me like what the answer is to those examples. So that's also a skill,
A-
building out examples.
And Meta doesn't give you any examples, right?
They'll give you some examples, but sometimes they don't.
But you start off with like a blank coding pad.
You start off with a
It's not like
blank
lead
coding
code.
pad. Most times you will get a example, but I think you just
Okay,
need to be able to come up with your own examples as well, and then work through the examples to ensure that you understand what the question is asking. So that's where you could
okay,
improve is your whole process of just making sure that you can get a question, clarify the question, look at the examples, and ensure that you understand how the inputs map to the outputs and what's happening there. And then after you clarified the question, you work through some examples, you need to propose one to many solutions. Well, the first will be a brute force for sure. And then if you could think of more
yeah,
optimal solutions, you need to bring it up. And then
okay,
no code should be written at this point yet.
okay, okay.
They need to
Not
understand,
until
not until that we agreed on the solution that you want to take on. And then I would probably be okay, I think that solution sounds good, go ahead and implement that, and then you start implementing the code. That's how these interviews
perfect.
usually go.
Okay.
Yeah,
Per
that makes sense.
perfect, man. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm definitely gonna do that. I have another mock interview coming up too, on Wednesday. Another one. So I want to just thank you. I can't even thank you enough because I know you're super busy, and so I really appreciate you taking the time because it means the
No
world to me. I
problem.
know you just got with Meta, so dude, congratulations and thank you again for
No
taking the
problem.
time to run this through with me. Yeah,
No, thank you.
it's been a long time, but I appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
Thank you
thanks for
so
hopping
much,
on.
man. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
I'll email you, and then yeah, maybe we can set up some other time before your interview. I'll try to squeeze something because I do want to help you for this, but yeah, I think definitely
Anytime,
just need
man.
more
Yeah,
practice. Yeah, I think just
absolutely.
look up some videos on how to actually go through the process of solving the question in an interview setting. Maybe I can.
Okay,
But what I mentioned here is all the advice you'll ever find to of how to conduct these. But yeah, I think just keep practicing.
perfect.
Um, yeah, good luck. Catch you, man.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, James. I
No problem.
appreciate you. Yeah, let me know if your schedule does free up. If you could squeeze me in one more time, I'll take it right away, James. Thank you
All
so
right,
much. Again, I
no
really
problem, man.
appreciate you, man.
All right, see ya.
All right, have a
Good
good one.
night. See ya.
See ya. You too. Bye.
What a nice guy. Okay, we got this next guy who solved 900 questions. Hop in, hop in. Yo, what's up, man? How you doing?
Yo, James, I was just watching your stream only. I
Yeah.
just saw the last guy. He was in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, he's still super new. He only done 15 questions. He only did that's too little.
Yeah, reminded me of my old college days.
Now you've solved 900. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Here, I'm
means I have also failed interviews quite
yeah.
a time, 2 to 3 times of
Holy.
Meta, Google, and Amazon. So I have been grinding
So
since
you're just
so that
grinding
I
now.
pass.
Okay. Here, let
Yeah.
me send you get into the quarter pad and then we could talk about it.
So I believe I am in.
I don't see you.
Oh, 1 second.
Chat, how's the audio, by the way? Audio's good? Oh, smells good outside.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, cool. All right. Hey everyone, so today we have a candidate based out of India who solved 900 leak code questions. It was quite a lot. He's a senior software developer at Applied Research. So, or you do apply, or just could you talk about your background quickly? You do applied research, or
And
you're,
no,
or that's the name of the company.
the name of the company.
Nice.
So yeah, I graduated back in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
For the past 5 years, I have been working as a SG in
Nice.
company one. I was working as a systems engineer, and then I switched 3 years back, I guess, and here I am working as a senior software engineer. I have been trying FAN for the past 2 years now.
Nice.
Now it's going to be all in from my
Yeah.
side that I need to get into it.
Yeah. So your goal is Fang. You want to work at a Fang company, like like
Yes.
Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, or what are the ones that you're targeting?
The top two are basically Google and Amazon. I didn't know I don't receive interviews from Microsoft and Meta
Mm-hmm.
right now. I don't know why. What's
Yeah.
problem with my CV? I'll share you my CV if you could
Nice.
help me with that.
Yeah. Okay. So do you have a upcoming Google and Amazon or no?
Means I am blocked. Means it would be coming after 2 months, I guess. So I have 2 months of time.
Nice. Okay. You have a lot of time to practice. So you've done
Yes.
these interviews before?
Yeah. And for the past year I have given interview for both Google and Amazon. I have done all the means all the 5 rounds. I have
Wow.
gone through them, but
No
at
offers.
last, when no.
What do you think went wrong? Did they say? Did they give you advice on what you could improve or where you failed?
Yes, means they told in the system design I was giving for L4 at Amazon.
I see.
So in the system design, they told that I did not discuss the trade-offs much, and in the coding, they told that there can be better approaches and time complexities. Means the way I made them understand was not clear to them. I guess.
Okay. So with the coding, they just thought you couldn't get to the optimal solution, and with the system design, just not discussing trade-offs. So those are just things you just need to improve on and for the next one kind of thing.
Right, right. And that is what I think, and you can help me with further
Nice.
what I
How long
need
how
to.
long have you been on the stream? Did you see me solving some of the other leak code questions from before earlier or no?
I just saw the bowl question, nothing else.
Oh, you saw the bold question, nothing else? Okay. All right.
Yes.
Okay. There's some good questions today. So,
Okay.
do you do the weekly contest?
This week?
Yeah.
No, no.
Okay. Cool. All right. Let's get into it. I'm excited.
I'm excited to.
Let's see. Okay, we're gonna work through 1 to 2 questions,
Okay.
and we're gonna keep everything really time constrained because that's how Google operates. Did they give you two
Right.
questions in a span of 45 minutes, right? That's how Google does it too, or no?
Right, right.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. So this is the first question. Go ahead and give this a read.
Okay. So you are given an integer array nums of length n. In one operation, choose any subarray nums L2R and replace each element in that subarray with the bitwise AND of all the elements.
Yep.
Okay, return the minimum number of operations required to make the all elements of num equal.
Yep.
So subarray is a contiguous non-empty sequence of element within an array. Okay. So for example, when I can say you have given nums is equal to 1 and 2 and output is 1. So if I choose nums 0 to 1, 1 and 2, it is 0. So the array becomes 0 and 0. All the elements are equal in one operation. So means if I do bitwise XOR of 1 and 2, both the elements will be changed. Means if I do bitwise XOR from left to right, all the elements will be replaced by the bitwise XOR of that.
Bitwise and. You're gonna do and.
Yes, sorry, bitwise AND. Yeah.
Yep.
So here I am thinking that okay, 1 and 2, if I do bitwise AND of 1 and 2, it will come out to be 0, right?
Exactly.
And we will replace both 1 and 2 with 0.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
That's how. Like, pick any subarray and all of those together, all elements and them, and then now replace all elements in that subarray with the and, like the value if you anded all of them. So yeah, you got it right.
Yes. Okay. So I am thinking of something of a sliding window here for a brute approach. So do the sliding window of if I do sliding window for the first three elements, I'm thinking here. Let's talk about nums 1 and 2. So if minimum I have to take two elements, right, for doing the bitwise AND. So I will take the window length as 2, I am thinking. So here, if I go down, So I am typing an example here. Okay. So
Wait, quick question. Do you understand why example 2 here is 0?
yes, means here. Let's go through it one by one. Yeah. So 5 5 5. If we do bitwise or of all the three, bitwise and sorry, bitwise and of all the three elements, it would return zero, right?
Or we need to return the number of operations required to make all of the numbers equal.
Okay. So
So here's
it's
the
not
explanation. So since all of the elements are already equal, 0 operations are required. You don't have to do anything.
okay. So it won't be zero every time.
What do you mean
It
won't be
can
0?
means all the elements at the last won't be zero every time. For example, in the first element, if I do in the first example, if I do bitwise OR of 1 and 2, it would return 0 and 0, right?
Yeah.
But it won't be 0 every time for each and every answer, right?
Well, the numbers can be anything. Numbers could be 1 to what's the
Yes,
yeah, no, the
makes sense.
numbers could be anything. The numbers could be they're all positive. All the numbers could be 1 to 10,000.
Okay, okay. So here I am thinking of multiple cases, I guess. So for case one, I think if the if all the elements are same, we just return zero, right? Make sense?
Sure.
We return zero straight up because they are all same. Then if all the elements are not same, if all the elements means, let's take an example like 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4, right? Suppose this is an example I'm talking about. Can you share me what will be the answer for this? If I do bitwise OR of 1 and 2, it will make the number 0 and 0. And if I do bitwise OR of 3 and 4, I guess it will also make 0 and 0. So the answer would be 2 here, right?
What the answer would be 2?
Yes. Answer would be 1, right? Okay, now I understood the trick. So every time I do bitwise OR of two elements, it will turn out to be zero.
2
Bitwise
and
and of bitwise and of two elements which are not unique, it will turn out to be zero, right?
I mean, what if you bitwise and a 2 and
And three,
or like a 5 and 3
five, and three, it would be
or 1 and 3?
one and three would be zero, right?
What would that look like? What's the binary representation of 1 and 3?
So for one and three, I am writing it down. It would be zero and zero for one. If I am
Binary
taking two bits,
representation of 1?
it's zero one. Sorry,
Okay.
and for three is 1 0.
For 3?
For 3 is 1 1,
Yeah,
sorry.
exactly. Yeah.
And it will come out to be, if I do and, it would be 0 and 1, so it would be 1, right?
Yeah. So that answers your question before that you asked.
Okay, so if all the elements in the array are not same, it means the number of unique elements in the array which are greater than 1 would result into our, means this, if I perform a, so let's go with 1 2 3 and 4 here. If I do bitwise OR, if any bit is 0,
Bitwise and.
yes, bitwise and if any bit is 0. It would always be 0, right?
Yeah.
So means for means hence whatever be the size of the array, if all the elements of the array are not same, we only need one operation to make it same.
Why?
So means every time, suppose let's go with this example 1 2, and if I write 2 here, it would be 1 and 0, and 4 would be like 1 1 and 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
So means every time if we do a bitwise XOR, a bitwise AND here, so here we receive one here it will be 1,
Yeah.
and then it will be 0, and here again it will be 0. So means if there are unique numbers, suppose if there are I'm taking one more example, if it is 2 2 3, suppose let's take this example. So there are only two unique numbers because we have to convert to a unique number. So we will take 2 and 3 only, and here if we convert 1 and 1 and 1 and 0, it would get converted to the lowest number. Sorry, 1 and 0 to
Okay.
2 only, which is already present.
Okay. So wait, what's your approach? What's your final solution that you proposed?
I think if I could think in a normal way, that if the length of nums, actually set nums, is equal to 1, we return 0
Hmm.
every time because all the elements are equal, and else we just return 1.
I see.
So I think this would work for everything if
Okay.
I go.
And like, could you explain why returning one will work for any case? Is there any edge case where that wouldn't work?
I'm thinking of a edge case where, yes, there is one edge case I can think of. If all the elements are 0, but that will come into the above case only,
What above case?
and means if the length of set nums would be 1 there, so it will return 0 if all the elements are 0.
Hmm.
I'm thinking if I am having 0 and 1, so what will it return? It will again return 1, I guess.
Okay. I mean, let's just
So
move on to the next question. I think you have the right solution there.
yes,
All right.
so it was basically easy, I guess.
Yeah.
Just to, yeah, okay.
Let me see. Let me come up with a good. So this is a lot of words, but essentially we're gonna be given a list of accounts where each element in the list of accounts is just a list of strings. The first element is the person's name, and the rest of the elements are emails that are associated to that person.
Okay,
And our goal is to merge the different accounts. So what I mean by this is two accounts belong to the same person. Like we need to figure out for each person what are all the emails they have, right? And
Right.
in order to know if two accounts belong to the same person, so I think it's just easier to work through the example here. Here. So you could see that we're given four accounts, right? And then the first element is the name of the person, and then the other elements are their emails. So we need to output. So this is what we need to output. So we need to
Okay.
say John. These are all emails associated to John. John 00, John New York, John Smith, and then Mary. And the reason why all of these accounts actually belong to that John is because they have the same email here, johnsmith@mail.com. These two are the same. So they belong to that same John. But you could see that there could be a different John, Johnny Bravo. That's not the same John as that one. That makes sense? I'll let you go ahead and read it now.
Yeah. So here, given a list of accounts where each element account I is a list of string where the first element account I is a name. So every time the first element will be the name
Yep.
to which the accounts are linked. The email accounts are linked, right? So now we would like to merge these accounts. Two accounts definitely belong to the same person if there is a common email to both accounts.
Exactly.
So note that even if two accounts have the same name, they may belong to different people, as people could have the same name. A person can have number of accounts initially, but all of their accounts definitely have the same name. So after merging the account, return the accounts in the following format. If I go to the format, first would be the name and then would be the subsequent emails which are linked to the account, right?
Yep.
Okay. So here means here I am looking at John. There are three Johns in the
Yep.
first example. So there is a link with the John Smith email, right?
Yep.
Which make them common in both the accounts. So both is same, and we append the John 00 at mail.com to the above, and it will be right. So makes sense.
Yep.
But here in the John Bravo at mail.com, we don't have a linked account. So this John is a different person, we can say. And
Yep.
for Mary, the name is also different. So won't make sense. It is altogether a different person.
Yep.
But means here, if I am thinking of a test case, just I'm copying it down at the bottom. So can Mary contain an email of John? Example like this.
No. We could assume that it's well formatted, like the input is valid.
Okay, so means Mary won't connect to John. If the name
Exactly.
is
No. Yeah.
different, they are altogether the different person,
Yeah.
right?
Like we would never have the case where John's here and then the first name is different.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
makes
We don't have
sense.
to worry about that case. We just need to figure out which of these Johns are actually the same John and join those.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. So I think the solution here, and what would be the size of the input if I could
It's like
get that?
super large.
Super large.
Yeah. Like I don't think it really matters here, but let me see. How is that? How will that affect your solution? Let's just say there could be up to 1,000 accounts.
Okay, okay. And so yeah, means I'm thinking of disjoint union set here. So firstly, I'm thinking that I'm just for John. I would union the I would means union emails in the same account for John. For name, I would take name as the means key for my dictionary, and I will map the emails to that name. Firstly, I'm thinking of that like that. So here my dictionary would be like John would connect to this, right? And if I means not dictionary actually, but need to I need to define a disjoint union set here, where the parent would be John for these both emails, and for these both emails all for the so here if I'm defining this as the parent,
Sure.
and this would be child
Mm-hmm.
of those two, right? And then I will traverse to the whole list, and I will group the emails by their router account. So here again, John would be the parent too, but no means uh, firstly I will go through email wise email. So if I go through John Smith, and if I say there is no parent, I will link it to the name. Then I will again go through John at New York. If there is no parent, I will link it to the name. Then, while coming down, if I see that the parent already exists, it will go into the pool of John only. And then John at gmail.com will also go to the parent of John. So basically, I am thinking that firstly, I have to union all the emails in the same account, and then I will group the emails by their root parent, and then I think I can build the result.
Okay. So sure. Okay.
First,
I mean,
makes sense.
yeah. I think go ahead. Go ahead and start implementing then.
Okay, means I don't think how much faster I would be able to implement the
And write it down in the
UIDS.
code. Let's
Yeah, but
or
let's start
wait.
with the yeah. Sorry, why I'm here. Let's start with the class solution. So input would be like accounts, I guess, and it would be if I go above list of strings, right?
Yep.
And I will return a list of string with all the mail and name merged.
Honestly, when it comes to having to go fast, I wouldn't even type it. Especially in Google, you're not running it.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah, just don't add the types.
yeah, sure. So let me first define my data structure and union class, and I would require an email to name it would be a dictionary to store the. So basically, I need to do three steps here. Union the emails in the same account. So here I will go account by account. So the, let's check it, the name would be always account of 0, and let's check the first email to be account 1. So here, let's go with, here firstly John will come. Here the first email link with the John. Okay, so if I go for rest of the emails, I can. So for email in account 1, so here it will be like, so I will just do the union of the first email with email.
So if you're gonna use a
I,
DSU, I want you to implement it.
okay, means I was thinking of implementing it at the last, but yeah, makes sense.
Wait, we can implement it after then, I guess. Let's just assume that you have it. Let's just see if this works. So for
Yes,
every
right,
email, you're gonna union the first email with that email. Okay.
right, right. And then I will map my email to mail, email to name of email to the name. So everywhere the email would be the key and the name would be the value. Make sense here?
Sure.
So this is the first step I am thinking. Then for the second step, I guess we can group the emails by their root parent. So means I can import the default dict, right?
Yeah.
So here I am thinking of using a root to email where the root would be a root to email dictionary of default dictionary, default dict of set would be a better idea, because every name I would require a unique set of email IDs, not a repetitive. So I'm using root to email as a default set. So I am going email wise, where in my email to name. So firstly, John Smith will come, then John at New York will come. I will need to find the root of the email. Root is basically, you can say, the parent, we can say. So if I find the parent of the email, and then I will just merge it to root to email. I will. So I am finding the parent of each email, and then I am append my root. The parent is the key of the dictionary, and I am appending it to the root to email dictionary. So for third step, I think I only have to build the result. So result, I am taking it as an empty array. So for root comma
Okay,
emails in
I don't know if I understand your solution. So
okay.
you're
So
unioning the
firstly,
emails. Okay, yeah. Can you walk me through the code?
yeah, from the starting, let's start.
Yeah.
So firstly, I am declaring a disjoint set union. So there is a email to name dictionary to store the email to name. So firstly, I am taking the name here.
Okay, what does this DSU do? What are the functions or methods on this DSU? We don't have to implement it. We could just assume it does something. But could you
Yeah,
explain?
yeah. So it basically does two things. It find the parent, and it unions by the parent. So firstly means find parent. There would be, if I am just writing the function name, what will the DSU contains.
Sure.
There would be a node. So there would be a find,
Sure.
which will help us to find the parent of each of the accounts. So suppose parent would be the name, and the child would be the email, right? So the find would be used to find the name of the account.
Name of the account. Okay. What if there's like multiple names? Like all of them are John, but they're different Johns.
Okay, for the first cases you are saying.
Yeah, like you're
So
saying we're gonna
there
make
are,
the root the name John, but there could be multiple Johns.
okay, so firstly I think I have to go through, means the first email. So I am going through the first email, and I am merging all the first email. I am unioning all the emails.
Okay. Yeah, you didn't explain what union actually does though. As in,
Okay,
like
so
what does union actually do?
so union actually, firstly, here I will declare. I am thinking I will declare parent and ranks, and if all the rank means, firstly the rank would be zero for all the elements. So first first email would be linked to the other emails in the same, in the first row, I am thinking. So I am unioning all the, if I go to the drawing board, can you see the drawing board? It would be easy
Yeah,
for me
yeah.
to understand there. Yeah. So Yeah. So means I cannot make a circle here. I don't know why. Okay. Yeah. So let's take there is one email here, there is two email here, and these both belong to the name A,
Sure.
one and two. Right?
Yep.
So I am taking the first email which belong to A, which is one, and I am unioning one with two. And suppose there is three also, then I will connect these two with the union. So this is the first part of my code is doing. And for each of the email, I am creating a dictionary. So one is connected to A, two is connected to A, and three is connected to A. Make sense?
Sure.
So now I am going in email to. So I am traversing one first in my second part of the code. In step two, I am doing this. I am traversing one first, and I am trying to find the parent of one. Initially, it would be itself. The parent would be itself. One parent would be one. Two parent would be two, and three parent would be three. Okay. So one by one, I am going through the emails, one, two, and three. And if I am able to find the parent, which is not common,
Mm-hmm.
so uh, means the parent is common now. I will just return the parent, and I will append it to root to email, and I will. So here root would be the same, the email only, and I will add that email to that root. Make sense?
Sure.
Now means after the drawing board, it is easier to
Okay.
understand, I guess.
Let's look at the code. Can you walk me through line by line how the code's working?
So yeah. So firstly, I am going in account one by one. Firstly, the first email would be showed uh, the John Smith here, which is one. Then I will union the first email with all the emails. So one, two, and three would be all would be union in line number one to one.
Yep. That makes sense. That makes sense.
And then I will attach all the email to name. So
Sure.
the email, so here the dictionary would be I would create the email to name would be something like one would point to A, two would point to A, and three would point to A. And then for the second, I will group all the emails by the root parent. So I am creating a root to email dictionary. So the root would be my parent for each of the email. So every time I will find the parent, firstly the parent would be the email itself. So I am just append I am just finding the parent and appending it to root to email. So the dictionary would be like the parent would be the key and the email would be the value in
Sure.
this set. Okay. So means
I see.
now I am trying to build my result with this. Should I go
Sure.
ahead
Keep
and
going. Keep
build?
going.
Yeah. So there would be root and emails. In a root to email, so there would be parent, and so name would be my email to name. So I am getting the parent name here from the dictionary which I am marked, and I will just append the name first, and then I will append the emails here. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So I am getting the parent name, and I am just appending the emails associated to that parent in the result, and I'm just returning the result at the end. Makes sense? So
For root and emails. Yeah.
so
Okay.
let me go ahead and
Okay.
implement the
Implement
DS.
the DSU. Like, yeah, just implement that. Let's see.
Yeah, means I think that won't be a problem now. Just building the dictionary and going through it would be a problem here. So I think I will.
Yo, Shabazz, long time.
No, I think making a dictionary would be helpful here for parent. Let make it a dictionary. Means I'm not sure of the. I'm just making the default. I'm making it default to point it to itself.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not sure if the syntax is correct or not. Maybe a bit wrong, but I will just set it to default. Yeah,
So
I
so
think
with
this
this,
is
are you gonna initialize this parent at all, or just keep it empty?
okay. Let me initialize it only.
Like, what would you initialize it with?
So the parent of itself would be itself first. So for all the emails, means I think I will keep it empty for now. I don't need to initialize it.
Shabazz with the dono. Thank you.
Let's
Appreciate
move
you.
forward
Do
in
you ever just
find.
declare
So
Python a dictionary in Python and name it my dick?
if I will means I will use the
Funny man.
set default function. If the parent is not is equal to itself, so basically I am doing what I am checking here is that if x is not is equal to
Okay.
x, the parent of x is
I'm
not
gonna have
is
to
equal.
stop you here because we're at 45 minutes now, so we're out of time.
Okay,
So
okay.
so how was that for you? How was that interview?
So means I think that I was slow a bit in implementing and explaining you, I guess, the main problem which I am still facing.
What's your
I
time and
think I
space complexity? Or sorry, continue. I was just reading the chat. So what were you saying? You're just slow.
I was slow in explaining, I guess. I think the code is correct. No problem with the code approach which I was going through. And yes, that's all, I
Yeah.
think.
Okay. So for the first question, I think you do a good job of clarifying the question, reading the question, clarifying it, and making sure the question is correct and you
Okay.
understand it. Like solid job. solid job working through an example. I
Yes.
think you're able to come up with a solution, but you couldn't explain why that solution would actually work for the first question. This return one, but you're able to get it. Of you're trying to explain, but the explanation wasn't concise.
Okay.
But I think it's fine. You're able to solve that first question. You're thinking of doing a sliding window at first, but then you iterated. So for the second
Yes.
question, I think it was just taking a long time to do, to write it out. So yeah, we just ran out of time. I think the DSU solution is good. You could have also done like a simple DFS where you just create these emails as nodes, and it's pretty much just figuring out the connected components, and then just
Okay.
assigning a name based on the connected component. I think you would have been able to code that up a lot faster. So yeah, I think you need to just practice. If you want to use DSU, which you're fine with, which is fine in interviews, just make sure that you're able to implement it fast. Because this one, it took a while for you to implement it and get it working, and we just ran out of time before you could implement it.
Right.
But I think your problem solving skills are good. It's more just getting to the implementation faster and getting the code out faster and making sure the code is nice and clean. Because this question, I mean, the solution makes sense, but we just couldn't get to where we wanted to. Like the question is half baked, as in we still need to implement the DSU, and I think the DSU part is the main part of this question of actually implementing this DSU.
Yes. Yes. So, what will be the verdict you would give here
This
after
one,
the
out
whole?
of honesty, I would say it's like I need more signal. Like you know how to code. I would say this one, a lot of candidates don't make much progress. So I don't know if I'd be able to pass you, but I would. We just need more signal. I think it would just require another interview to see where you are actually at. Like I wouldn't be able to fail you, but I wouldn't be able to pass you. So this is one
Okay.
of the ones where you would probably be asked to do another interview.
Okay. Makes sense. So, means can we schedule any time
Yeah, yeah.
further?
Schedule again. You have
Yeah.
yeah.
And one more thing. Do you do system designs
Yeah, I could do
interviews
system
too?
design too.
So yeah, means I am a bit weak in system design also, and I am targeting for senior roles. And
Yeah,
every means other than Google, every other
yeah,
company asks system design, right?
yeah. We can do system design. Yeah, we can do that on the next one if you want. I saw you have it scheduled.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay, I'll just reschedule. I will just schedule based on your calendar,
yeah.
and we will do.
You have
Means
one
first,
scheduled on the 20th, which is far, but maybe you can because it's like next weekend I'm at a wedding. So yeah,
is it?
on the 20th, you have one scheduled. So we can figure out that, like September 20th.
No, it isn't me. I
Oh,
don't know.
someone else. Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Let's schedule more. I think you're really close. Like it would be good to schedule more sessions because you're really close to actually passing these. Just needed to just iron out a few more things,
Right.
but you're pretty close.
Okay.
All right.
Just after this, I will go through the chat and your live stream, what
Yeah.
the chat has to say about me,
Yeah. No, I think
and
it,
I
it, it
can.
made sense. The solution I couldn't understand it, but then eventually when you explained it went line by line, it made complete sense. Because I think you talked about the DSU, but then you weren't explaining the function. You're just like, oh, I'm gonna do a DSU union. So I wasn't
Okay.
like I know in practice what the union's supposed to do, but I wasn't sure you under like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know
I
if it all depended on how you implemented union if the solution would actually work. So if we assumed it works, then it's gonna work. But I would have to assume that you would have implemented the disjoint set properly.
right.
But yeah. But good job,
Yeah,
man. Good stuff. All right, catch you. Peace.
yeah, yeah. It was nice talking to you.
Yeah.
I will just schedule the interview next time. Yeah. Thank you so much,
All right. See ya.
James.
See ya.
Yeah. See you.
That was a good one. Yeah, wait. There's a lot of weddings. I already went to like a few this year. Weddings, bachelor parties, all that. It's crazy. How much? I get 23 days off. 25 days essentially. No, I think it's 23. 23. Well, I don't know actually. Oh wow, it's 21? That's tough. Maybe it depends on your level. Let me check. Oh, it is 21 days. But then there's these choice days. Damn, that's less than I thought. That makes a big difference. All right. I think the other guy no showed, so I might have to end it here. Cuz I have to clean my house. But yo, that was a fun those were some fun sessions. Honestly, that was a really good those are some really good sessions today. This weekend there was a lot of good candidates from all over the place. People just starting, people who are experienced, like that person solved 900 leak code questions. It was pretty solid. But thanks for coming out. I'll see y'all in the next stream, and we're deep into recruiting season. So we just need to just grind out this recruiting season and just get people prepared, get people as many jobs as possible. And then 2026 we're going to start I think we might shift to some AI content. That's what I've been thinking. I might be diving deep into AI stuff. But we'll still keep this alive. I'm going to be walking through my content strategy in the next week or so because I'm just building it out right now. But we'll definitely be doing still algorithms. We want to do some AI stuff. We want to do career stuff. But I think those are going to be the three main pillars in 2026. And if y'all haven't started planning out your 2026 or Q4, you got to start doing that. But that was fun. I'll catch y'all in the next stream.
This is not my main thing, really I'm a coder. Coffee stains and in my chains, I am such a loner. San Francisco bases got me slowly taking over. I can't wait to show you that I'm gonna take it over. Leak code, beast mode, 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 leak code, beast mode. This is not my main thing, really I'm a coder. Coffee stains and in my chains, I am such a loner. San Francisco bases got me slowly taking over. I can't wait to show you that I'm gonna take it over. Leak code, beast mode.